I'm Kathleen Schaefer, and welcome to Section 2 on our leadership journey of the Graduate School of Political Management at George Washington University and Tavana's course on leadership. We're going to talk about preparing to lead. What is it that you need to do for you, with you, for you, before you go out and start on your road to leadership? And as we discussed previously, the key is for you to understand you and to understand your talents and strengths. And that's what we'll be talking about in the next few minutes, is getting to know that. Because if leaders don't truly understand who they are and what they are about, it will be very difficult for them as they move forward in their leadership. Every boat, every person, every group needs to be anchored in something that is clear and consistent. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is unraveling that for you, finding out what that is in you, those core values, those strengths, those talents, so that you're going to be able to clearly and consistently go out and talk with people about that. So leadership really begins by being comfortable with you. So often when I start to work with someone who wants to go out and create change or run for office, they feel like they need to put on something or become someone who they're not. And the truth is that in order to be most effective, it's not about putting something on, covering up who you really are. It's about bringing out more of who you are. The world needs your unique talents and strengths. It needs your passion. It needs your ability. It needs everything that you have to offer. And too often as individuals, we've been told or taught that somehow what we have to offer isn't good enough or isn't necessary or isn't needed. So the first step on the road to leadership is really about truly understanding that what you bring is important and is necessary. And as you identify that in yourself, it will become easier and easier for you to go out and communicate that to people so that they can see it in you. And as they start to see it in you, you will also spark in them the ability for them to see in themselves what they bring as well. But first, let's talk about you. Let's talk about how you, over time, really begin to anchor your message and who you are in a consistent set of core values. When you talk with people, one of the things that happens so often in leadership is that we feel like we want to be responsive to the people that we're talking about, to address their concerns. And while it's very important to be open to what other people are bringing, it's first most important as a leader to bring that piece of yourself forward. Because as you are real, as you are able to open up and be authentic with other people, they will then respond to that in you. Here in the United States, one of the things that we always say is leaders are people that you want to have a cup of coffee with, someone that you would have dinner with, someone that you would want to socialize with. And what we're trying to communicate through that adage is the idea that people ultimately look to leaders to be somebody that they feel comfortable with. And it's impossible to be comfortable with someone who isn't comfortable with themselves. And that's what I'm suggesting here on this first step in leadership is, how do you start to become very, very comfortable with who you are and what you're about? The wonderful thing about this idea of leadership in your own comfort and moving forward in your own way is that you relax, you become more open, you become more of yourself, which only allows other people to do and feel and be the same. So that's the first gift of leadership that you can give, is that by knowing yourself, you really truly bring your full presence, your full person to others. And when people see that you are there in truth and you're there being authentic, you have opened up the gates to connection. And we'll talk about that more in future sessions. Connection is the basis for all of your future leadership activities, because leaders and being in leadership is a relationship. So you first coming and being the best you can be starts that relationship off on the right foot.